Oh, did I hear an extra instrument or so in there? Whatever it was, I liked it. But in any case, he's like an instrument, though, isn't he? Welcome to the Educated Retirement Radio here on KMET 1490 AM, where we contemplate retirement and how to best prepare for retirement and how to best stay successfully retired. So Doyle Glass is waving. He's watching on Facebook. So real quick, to get this really out of the way, give me a call, email, or visit www.drheckham.com. That's drhecm.com, or give me an email at bestloantoday@gmail.com. And here's this thing, which is always nice. And you can always give me a call also, which is really quick and easy. And that phone number is helping with this too. 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233. And we will just have a happy conversation about knowledge, and knowledge is power, and that's the reason you want to call, just to find out what is going on. So do I have a day job? Yes, I do. Thankfully I do, and I am a loan officer at the Loan Source, NMLS 384565, Department of Real Estate 792630. And I don't do real estate, but our guest does. Daryl, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me, Jay?
I can hear you. Now, Daryl's the only. Now, he's definitely a repeat offender, and as far as I know, I think he's the only person on earth with a bigger mouth than mine. Do you agree?
I think that's accurate.
Okay, now. So I think here's what we'll do. We'll keep you on the entire show, but we will be definitely talking about what we do and how to get a hold of you and all that good stuff on the second half. But stay here and chime in on anything and everything until we get there, okay?
That's a deal.
Because I think this will make it a more interesting program. Now, you may notice I have my doctor's uniform on. I don't remember whether I've done this much lately with the beard, but I wanted to see what it looked like. So there you go. So today is National Moldy Cheese Day. And this is to be a cheesemonger, to celebrate the good mold on blue cheese, Roquefort, Camembert, Gorgonzola, and Stilton. So there you go. You see that? That is cheese.
Wait a minute. Let me try some of that.
Okay. All right. I wish I could try some, but that would make my mouth stick together for a while. Now, Ruth or Ray, if you're listening, I said I would explain today what the term big cheese and big wheel, they were originally coined to refer to those people wealthy enough to purchase a wheel of cheese. So that being said, we're going to bring on, and Daryl helped me bring on NASA Nelly to tell us about the Pascagoula, Mississippi incident. Take it away, NASA Nelly.
Okay, here we go. On the evening of October 11th, 1973, Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker were fishing off a pier on Pascagoula River in Mississippi on a night they will never forget. Suddenly they heard a whizzing sound, saw flashing blue lights shining out of the clouds. Then a 40-foot across and 10-foot high oval-shaped object appeared over the water. They claimed that they were conscious and paralyzed, whilst three creatures took them aboard a craft that was nothing they have ever seen.
Let me do this
The
first.
creatures had no neck, gray skin, and crab-like claws for hands. As the creatures grabbed the men by their arms, they literally floated into the craft. They were placed in front of an X-ray type machine that looked like a big eye. After physical examinations, they were released back to the river. Stunned by their experience, they reported it to the local sheriff, which resulted in questioning of the abductees. When the officials left the interrogation room, the men didn't realize that their conversations with each other were being secretly recorded. The result was a discussion of their fear of their horrific experience, proving very unlikely that the story was a hoax. Then that story became worldwide. Later, other witnesses have come forward to admit seeing the same lights over the water that night, even waves in the water after the men splashed down into the river. A historical marker was placed by the city to commemorate the event on the banks of that river, and Charles Hickson was the only abductee ever interviewed on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show, as he told his story under hypnosis.
Well, thank you, NASA Nelly. I don't think. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we do have another visitor besides Daryl. Now, Daryl, what do you think? Do you believe in UFOs?
You know what? I thought I was seeing double there for a minute, Jay.
Well, I know, but you
I
can't
didn't
tell
know- I
which
didn't know
one's
you had a
better
twin.
looking, right?
I didn't know you had a twin, but he, unlike you, has been very closely shaven.
Yes. Yeah,
No
well, they
beard.
don't, you know, as evolution goes forward, we lose hair. So, you know, for those people who actually think that, you know, some of these come from the future, who knows? Who knows? But do you believe in UFOs?
I keep myself cautiously
Open.
suspicious of such things.
Right. Would you like to be abducted?
Absolutely. In fact, back in my 20s, I requested it many times. It just
Yeah,
never happened.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm not sure that getting what you wish for in that point. I don't know. I'd like to know some things for sure. I believe I'm open-minded. Getting, I don't know, but you know, I did have that one weird experience in Taos, but I'm not going to waste our time right now. I think I'll bring it up another time because we got a couple of birthdays here to talk about. Jacques Tati was born in 1907 and left us in 1982. Now, he may not be a household word, but he is in this household. He was a French mime, filmmaker, actor, and screenwriter. He excelled as a horseback rider and as a tennis student, and all of that while he was in school. And after returning from the military, he became a performance artist, and while playing rugby, realized how comedic he could be by impersonating his teammates. He became a star act as a cabaret performer in theaters in Paris, London, and Berlin, and started actually making movies in the early 1940s, some of my favorite all-time movies. We'll start with the one that was earlier, 1949, School for Postmen and Jour de Fête. Both of those are on this laser disc. What I would consider probably my favorite would be Mr. Hulot's Holiday. And there's a picture of that anyway. And my uncle is probably considered by most of the people on Earth as their favorite. His first color film, and it won Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. And when he won, the Academy asked him what gift they could give him, and his answer was he requested the opportunity to visit Stan Laurel, Max Sennett, and Buster Keaton in their nursing homes. Playtime, considered by many as his masterpiece, came out in 1967. It's when he first moved away from Mr. Hulot as his main act. And oh, here's playtime. It's pretty. It shows lots of scenes in mirrors and glass, and it corresponds, or it shows old Paris and new Paris, and it kind of shows the conflict between the two. And even a household name like Francois Truffaut said, it's too bad we've lost him. It was a film that comes from another planet where they make films differently. So I don't know. I also it brings up some great times with like Samuel Muncie and his mother in Cambria, where they actually introduced us to some of this stuff, and we would, make a party out of a Thanksgiving dinner by watching some of this stuff. And this is a question I couldn't answer, but Jerry Lewis was a much bigger star in France than he was here. And I know Jerry Lewis was perhaps anal in a way, and he was a complete perfectionist. But I wonder if a lot of his popularity in France was because of Tati. And between the two, I still go with Tati much more than Jerry. But Guillermo del Toro, 1964. Now, that makes him just a kid. You know him, right, Daryl?
I've never met. We've never met.
You never met? All right. Well, he is a Mexican filmmaker.
Okay.
I guess we call him Mexican. He lives here. Brings up Mexican film. You talk about Korean film, or you talk about French film. But when you talk about the masters in Mexico, they're still like not Mexican film. They're American film usually. Anyway. Go ahead.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't.
Yeah. So he is a filmmaker, author, actor, and former special effects makeup artist. He experimented in Jalisco as a boy with his father's 8mm camera and his Planet of the Apes toys. I think that's pretty cool.
Really?
In 1997, while filming Mimic, his father was kidnapped in Guadalajara. Now, another famous name, James Cameron, and we've certainly talked about him and how he got famous. But James Cameron, a good friend, withdrew $1 million in cash from his own account to give to Del Toro towards the ransom. Kidnappers were never found and money never recovered. That event prompted Del Toro to move to California permanently. And movies, kind of 1993, Kronos. And here's what the cover of that one looks like. Followed by Mimic, which I think I have around here but couldn't find. The Devil's Backbone in 2001. These are all, to me, great films. Hellboy in 2004, also Hellboy 2. I liked one better, but he did both. And this began some of his relationship with, what's the guy's name? We'll take a look at the back, and I don't know why, but so be it. And then in 2006, Pan's Labyrinth, which is mind-boggling in my opinion. And so is the way the time is going by. But anyway, did you see Pan's Labyrinth, Daryl? Or Sean?
I did not.
No, I did not.
I think you should. Anyway.
What year was that?
2006.
Okay, not that long ago. Okay.
And it won Best Academy Awards for Best Production Design, Best Cinematography, Best Makeup and Hair. Nominated for screenplay, and it was nominated for the best foreign language film, but more a bit on that a bit later. I think it should have won.
For you, Jay.
Yeah.
Questions for you.
Yeah.
Question one: what was it about, briefly? And question two: say the name slowly of the film.
Pan, the Pan apostrophe S Labyrinth, Labyrintth. And if I have it again, I don't know if you're watching, but you'll see it eventually.
I am.
There it is. I think a German film called The Lives of Others, which is also very good, won that year. But
And what was it about roughly?
well, it's hard to say what it's about, right? It's about
you don't want to give it away.
Ron Perlman is the guy I was trying to think of before, who I think is great, and that was the beginning of that relationship. And he popped up again in Pacific Rim.
Is it subtitles or is it?
No. The only one that's in subtitles that I think he ever did is Pan's Labyrinth. And because of the subtitles, I think it should have won Best Film of the Year, but that was before the era of Parasite, which changed things, I think, for the good in many things. But Pan's Labyrinth won lots of other awards, and then he went ahead to Pacific Rim in 2013, and I loved it. It was, for anyone who loved Godzilla and Giant Robot. And did you see that one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that one you can't. I mean it's almost Crimson Peak was 2015, and then The Strain was a television series that brought the books of the same name to that smaller screen. There's 3 volumes to this book. This one's pretty thick, and I read it and I loved it. It was written along with Chuck Hogan, who is a really big time author, especially in the horror genre. And then here's volume 2 right here. And volume 2, by the way, is actually signed by both people, both authors. So there, but Guillermo has a bigger name, because of the movies. But both of these are great guys.
Now, did you sign the book twice?
Yes, but I had to change my whole personality twice. So I did like being Guillermo del Toro. Now that you mention it, because he's got these 2 huge houses in California, I guess, that are completely filled with all kinds of memorabilia and horror and science fiction stuff. Now, The Shape of Water was 2017. Did you see that one?
No, I heard it was very good though.
Yeah, it was very good, but to me, it was not as good as Pan's Labyrinth, and that is saying a lot. But it did win for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Musical Score, Best Production Design, and up for a whole lot more. So, what I think that with those 2 houses that I was talking about, with the collections, I think it kind of took over for Forrest Ackerman and his home and collections.
Wow.
So he's got a couple of, Mr. Del Toro has a couple of good friends who are also directors, and I thought we'd give them some honorable mention here. And those people are Alfonso Cuarón and Alejandra Inarritu, all 3 among the best directors alive today. And that's just not my opinion, but Alejandra did Birdman. Did you see Birdman?
I did.
I thought it was great. So Oscar for Best Movie, Best Director, Best Cinematography, Best Screenplay. I think that means 3 times for Alejandra himself. He also did 21 Grams. What do I have here? I have 21 Grams.
Sean Penn and Naomi Watts.
Yeah, and he did Babel. He did The Reverend, which I don't have a copy of close by. I didn't see that. Did you, Daryl or Sean? I didn't either. Now, I know that It's about this trapper whose name was Hugh Glass, and I've seen his story a couple of times on History, so I don't know. I know the story, but it won for Best Actor for what's his name? Who's his name? Leonardo da Vinci, cinematographer, director. Now, Alfonso Cuarón.
Did you mean Leonardo DiCaprio or Da Vinci?
Oh no, I meant Da Vinci, but it was actually DiCaprio.
were you working on your Da Vinci software earlier?
I was, but and that's why I have a friend of mine that I met about 37 years ago, who knows I do a lot of that editing, and he suggested I sit in my director's chair for doing this the radio show. But in any case, that's the reason, and thank you, Louis. That's the reason I put on my doctor's thing here again. Now, Sean, just give me a warning whenever you want to break, and I will break in a couple of minutes, no matter what. But Alfonso, all right, then let's break now, and I've got another director to talk about, and we'll move on. Is that okay with you, Daryl?
Yeah, that'll be
okay,
great.
So I hope it's okay with all of the listeners too. Don't go away.